Should married couples combine finances? I never knew that this was such a hotly debated topic before, but apparently it is. If you're married right now, let me know in the comments below. In the beginning of your marriage, did you decide to combine finances or separate them? And if you decided to combine, what was the deciding factor that made you say yes? I understand every couple is in a different situation, and not only that, every single couple has a totally different dynamic. But I'm a firm believer, personally, that if you're both young and this is both your first marriage and you both came into the relationship with no kids, I highly recommend that you both combine your finances. There are definitely situations where you should not combine your finances and everything should be kept totally separate, but that's such a big topic that it could be a totally separate video. So today I want to discuss the 3 reasons why I personally think that you should be combining your finances. The first reason I believe both of you should combine your finances together is that it will build trust and intimacy. Now, I've heard it go the other way in that if you separate your finances, that means you trust the other person. It means that you trust the other person to make the financially prudent decisions and do whatever is financially right, and that you don't need to be like a mother over your husband, But I believe it builds trust and intimacy in a different way. Not about privacy, but trust and intimacy on it's different. So, for example, when you both combine your finances together and you are both building your life together, which is why you guys got married, right? To build your life together, you both need to agree on what your hopes and your dreams and your goals are as a couple. And not only that, you both need to agree on how you are going to reach them. So how are you going to financially be able to achieve shared goals such as retiring, having kids and having pets, taking vacations together? By choosing to combine finances with your spouse, this is your chance. This is your moment to have a conversation with your spouse about what your values and your priorities are and what your spouse's values and priorities are. So I'm talking about values it goes beyond just being a spender and a saver. I believe it really goes beyond just I like to save and he likes to spend. It's more about your personal core values. Now, I've made a video about this in the past about how to determine what your personal core values are. It really is about your the things that are really important to you, not just whether you spend a lot or you save a lot. So, for example, with me and my husband, we combine our finances. One of the conversations that we had and we fought a lot about because we just couldn't seem to agree was the fact that he really valued his family. The question that we were arguing about is if your family member is in a life or death situation and it required you to use both of your entire life savings to save this person's life, would you spend your entire life savings? We argued about it. So I believe that if my parents are old and they're both in their 70s or 80s, they've lived their life, I would spend a little bit of money, a lot of my money to help them, but my entire life savings, I don't really know, because I personally still have a whole life ahead of me. But my husband, he believes that family is the most important thing in the world to him, So if you had to use your entire life savings to save them, his answer would definitely be yes, no doubt about it. This kind of answer from him definitely created a lot of fear in me because his parents are elderly and we share our bank accounts and all of our savings are in a joint bank account that we share. It took me a couple of months to come to terms with the fact that, hey, if his parents were ever in that kind of situation, it's very much a possibility that my husband could drain the bank account. But I have to trust that he's going to have that conversation with me first before deciding to do it. And if I say no, I'm going to have to trust that he will have to compromise with what my answer is. So this kind of trust is different from, giving the other person privacy and believing that they're an individual, so they should be able to keep things separate. It's different, okay? The second reason that I believe you should both combine your finances together is that it will force the two of you to sit down and create a budget together. It will force the two of you to budget regularly, and budgeting regularly means that you will improve your communication about money. A lot of people have a very difficult time talking about money, So having to regularly budget will force you to talk about money. If the two of you chose to keep your finances separate, then you're basically creating a roommate-like situation where you split expenses 50-50 or proportionate to your income, and you would be making transfers to your spouse all the time to pay your spouse back for something. I truly believe that anything money related when it comes to your marriage goes beyond just sharing your expenses with your spouse 50-50, okay? It's more about pooling your income. And by the way, your income is your greatest tool for building your wealth. So pooling your income together into one pot and deciding together what you're going to do with that income. So it goes beyond expenses. It's more about using that income that both of you have together in one pot and deciding how are you both going to go about accomplishing the shared goals that I talked about in point number 1. It also makes planning your cash flow much easier because you see all of your income just going into one big pot and you see all the bills getting paid out of the same account, so you both see everything in one place. And not only that, it's just easy for you to be able to sit down with your spouse and decide together, hey, this is what we are going to spend our money on this month. Being able to see this information means that you know right away whether you are on track to accomplishing your financial goals as a couple or not. And my third reason for combining finances is that it creates financial stability. A lot of people, they don't want to get married to their boyfriend or girlfriend because they believe that this person doesn't have a stable job. But I believe getting married and then combining finances will create the stability that you're looking for. Combining your finances will enable the two of you to make decisions together that will benefit both of you financially in the long term. Not necessarily in the short term, but definitely in the long term. Here's a few examples. Changing your career. Going back to school so that you can get a credential and increase the likelihood of making more money at your next job. Having children and becoming a stay-at-home mom or dad because daycare is extremely expensive in the United States. Becoming seriously ill or disabled so one of you is unable to work. Buying a second car because your spouse got a better paying job, but it's further away. Taking the risk to start a business or become self-employed, which is a situation where you have the potential to make so much more money than just a 9-to-5 job, but the income will vary, especially in the beginning while you're building this business. So having a spouse with a stable job will smooth out the peaks and valleys of that income. Basically, creating that kind of financial stability means that you're both able to be in temporary situations where one of you have to take one step back in order to move 2 steps forward, but after the temporary situation is over, then the two of you will be better off for it. Those are my 3 reasons for combining your finances, and as you can see, I truly believe that combining your finances together will open up opportunities for you that wouldn't otherwise be available to you if you kept your finances separate. And I hope you understand from today's video and got some insight from it. All the information on my channel is free for you guys, so if you're interested in financially supporting my channel, I would just highly appreciate it if you headed over to Amazon and bought my book, 1001 Ways to Save Money. Quit flushing your hard-earned money down the toilet. If you already bought the book, I would really appreciate it if you left me a review on Amazon. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications every time I publish a new video. If you enjoyed today's video, then hit the like button. Also, if you know someone who is about to get married, I highly recommend you share this video with them because this is the best time for them to have a conversation about whether to share finances. And that's it for you guys today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.